Hello, everyone. We are live. We are live. This is getting my swing back. I don't even know what that means, but I said it, so I'm sticking with it. Um, but yeah, trying to get back into the my content creation vibe here. Just a live for people to ask questions and stuff. I don't think. Let me check my Discord. I haven't checked my Discord today. I don't think our winners came in. So it was Artemis, and I don't remember the other person, but it was something the fourth. So if that's in your username, you won things. So please reach out on Discord. Go check out my previous live, and you'll see who won. I'll probably do like a little thing where I announce it and send it out. I don't know if these people have seen the video, so let's see. Nope, I did not get any messages. So our winners are still out there. Make sure you look at our last video and see if you won anything. Our audio's working today, so no empty calories at the beginning of the video like we had last time. All right. So first, let's see if there's anything new in Star Citizen. I do have a very late edition of my ship sale video coming out, probably in a few hours. And yeah, so if you still were waiting till the very, very last second to purchase anything from our Alien Week, then I understand. I'm not even signed in? Man, you know how long it has to be for me to not be signed in? All right, I have to check my thingy and get my little code thingy to even sign in. And I'm gonna have to take a small break, so I'll leave and I'll come back. First, I need to put this in. It's gonna be so weird for people because they're gonna come in and they're gonna be like, hey, there's nobody on this stream. What's up, Ethnification? Ethnification, I'm so glad you're here. Are you the one who sent me, I mean, if you're open to sharing this, are you the one who sent me the upgrade for the pack so I could upgrade my pack? It was, I think, what was it? It was the $80 upgrade. You know, it's the upgrade for that consolidated Outland ship. I think it was you. I'm trying to remember who sent that because I feel like I forget it every 4 months or something. I'm just like, I don't remember who did that. But I think it was you. Yes, it was you. See? I remembered. Yes. Thank you for that. Again, thank you for that. Because my beloved background almost was gone because I was like, I don't own the ship and I feel like a fake if I don't own the ship because I had to sell the pack. And I was like, oh, here comes Ethnification to the rescue with the upgrade. So now I don't have to get rid of my beloved background. It's so interesting because there's only a few ships that I'm like, I'm gonna keep forever, and my Phoenix is one of those. I don't care what they do to it. I don't care if they never fix it. I'm keeping my Phoenix. It's just one of those ships. It's staying in the fleet. Yeah, so trying to get back into doing more videos. You got to take some time off for your mental health. I get summers off generally, and I have a family, so I hear that they're great people. So I was like, let me spend some time with them. Let me not just work through the entire summer. If you'll remember last summer, around this time, I'm doing well. Ethnification, I'm doing very well. If you'll remember last summer around this time, I was making so many videos about ships. Like I was trying to, do the every ship in Star Citizen thing. And yeah, that took a lot of time, a lot of effort. So I was like, I'm taking it easy for this one. For this summer, chill content, chill, waves. I'm trying to slow down the content express because I kind of overdid it that first year. I just kind of wanted to like put in the work. I wanted to like earn the ability to make content on Star Citizen, and I was like, what better way than to just put in an exorbitant amount of work. Now, I don't know how many people can watch a stream in the middle of the day on a Monday, but I owe you guys a bunch of streams, so here you go. This is one. I would like to get back to my original structure of the way I was doing content, where I have like set days where I stream at this time and stream at this time. So Monday is supposed to be, I think, my 12 p.m. stream. And then I think Wednesday is my 5 p.m. And then Saturday is my 7, if I'm not mistaken, but I don't remember. I have a few things that I was supposed to have in my cart that I don't think I think it got erased from my cart actually. Because there's some ships I don't have, but I want the paints for. Does that make sense? Some of them I can wait, but some of them I can't. So I love the Ocellus paint. Do they have an Ocellus? I don't think they do. I like the Harmony paints. That's my favorite thing about Alien Week is the paints. Love the Wanderer paints. I wish they just had like a full-on buy all of the Alien Week paints thing, but it's just buy all of the alien ships. And I don't really have a need for all of the alien ships. Oh wait, they do have the Alien Complete Paint Pack. All right, here we go. 30% off. You get all of the paints. Ocellus, Wanderer, Harmony, and then even the new Luminary paints. So you know what I think I will do? I think I will hold off this year. I do think I will hold off. And I think next year I'll probably get it. $136, 30% discount on the paints. It's almost there. It's got 4 paints that I want, but I think 5 paints is where I could start to justify it. So yeah, I think I'll just hold off. And I think what I'll do is do I already have a Prowler utility? I think maybe I didn't get an upgrade to the utility. I have one. I do not. Let's go upgrades. And then let's go pledge date. Asgard, Caterpillar, Inferno, MX TAC, MTC, Warden, Golem. Nope, I do not have one, so glad that I caught that. All right, so I need to definitely get one of those. what was it? Prowler utility and what's the other new ship? I think I have all the other ones, so I'm good. Has my fleet changed much since to fix my fleet with the info runners? It changed immediately after. So I did do a bunch of fleet videos afterward. I can't remember when I did them, but I think it was right after IAE. So I would say it was either December or January. Let me see. I can actually look it up real quick. What's up, Matthew Ward? How did I like flying in the Idris and having a fighting launch? That was awesome. That was absolutely awesome. I always had the Idris as like a top ship for me, you know? So it wasn't a surprise that I had a great time in the Idris. Hold on one sec. Let me look at these videos. Oh, this is the wrong page. Oops. Let me go to the right page. All right, here we go. And then, let's see, playlist. Where is it? Oh, maybe I didn't. Review and rate, roast my fleet, tutorials, react, top 5 tier lists. Break it down. I thought I had more playlists than this. Do I not? Maybe it was a live. Buyer's guide. That's cap. Maybe I put it in React Citizen. Let me see what videos I have in here. No, I didn't put it in here. I definitely did videos where I like revealed my fleet, and now I don't remember where I put them. It's not in Break It Down. It's not, maybe For the Love of Citizens? I thought I had an entire playlist dedicated to my fleet, and apparently I do not. Let's go back. Let's see. January. I did best fleets at every price point. That's what I did in January. Best looking ships, roast my fleets. I did not, so it must have been December. I released my CitizenCon videos, re-released each phase. Let's see. I did IAE. Oh, okay. It was December 7th, 2024 was my How to Build a Fleet in Star Citizen. And I called it How to Build a Fleet in Star Citizen, Billionaire's Fleet Revealed. That's pretty up to date. It's got most of my what's up, Ray? What's up, 10? Spaceman Dave, Mary, what's up? Hello, dual streamers. Absolutely. Yeah, so December 7th, 2024, I went through my whole fleet. You could skip through it. It's like 2 hours and 21. I went through every single ship I have, why I own it, and everything. And that's pretty much my final fleet. We're halfway through the year. I've maybe bought one ship. I think I bought like the Atlas platforms, but that's it. I don't think I have anything else. I think it's just the Atlas platforms. I I don't think I have anything else. Oh, I bought the Super Hornet Mark II, but it didn't turn out the way I wanted. Oh yeah, thanks for the subscription, Ray. Much appreciation. Yeah, 7 months. It's crazy. Yeah, I think I'm at the stage now where I kind of know what type of ship has CIG has to present to me in order for me to buy it. And I don't think this year they have made a lot of ships that I was like, oh, I need one of those. Let me see. There was this really cool graphic that I saw one time where it has like all of the ships that were released, and then when it has like a timeline of when they were announced and when they were released. And it's a really cool graphic. I want to see if I can find an updated one. I have one that goes to 2023. There has to be a version of this that's updated. Fleecher Creep Moigaug is the one who did it. Let me see if they have an updated version of it. Yeah, because I saw it. Yeah, it was like 2 years ago when I saw it. Completed ship list as of 3.24. Yeah, there's one that goes up to 2024, but I don't see any of the like updated one. Does anybody have that list? Mookie says I upgraded to a Prowler utility to try it out in my CC chain, and now I like it so much it messed up everything. What do you like most about it? Because I still haven't like flown it enough to really make my decision. Okay, so is my fleet choices and why one of my why wasn't that popping up on my thing here? Huh. I went to my playlist. Oh, I just didn't go to the next page. Yes. Okay. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm tired or something. I don't know. But yes, it's under the My Fleet Choices. I have so many. My Fleet Choices and Why playlist. Yes. But I did not put that video in there, so I need to go and put that video in there. So let me go to playlists. Oh wait, it is in there. But it says it was uploaded December 6th. So maybe it was like done at midnight or something. Okay. All right, that's cool. So yeah, every time I update my fleet, I'll put the videos into that playlist. Pretty much, it has to be like more of a significant update though. Because what I like to do is, yeah, I don't want to just be like, oh, I bought this ship, and then like here's my whole fleet every 5 minutes. I want it to be like, oh, there's like 3 new ships and I got rid of one. That's like a significant change in my fleet. So now I'm like, all right, I can do a new fleet video and talk about it. Because we do like talking about ships around here. So, all right, but I'm still trying to find. There is a list. Maybe it's on Fleet Yards. I see. Let's see. Roadmap. What if I just click roadmap? Ship roadmap. Nope. Oh, it just tells me like a list of ships. Nope, Fleet Yards doesn't have it. I know this thing exists. As soon as I find it, I will pop it up on the screen. It's like a spreadsheet that has when every ship was launched, or when every ship was announced. Let me see. Logbook? Was it Star Citizen logbook? No, this doesn't have the dates on it. I do remember the Star Citizen logbook is pretty, it's a pretty good site, but that's not what I used it for. SC Focus. Oh, SC Focus is doing pretty good. They got a lot of information on here. Upcoming ships, the Paladin, the Apollo, Pioneer, Liberator, Perseus, Ironclad, Argo, CSV, FM. So the Liberator is being worked on. We need somebody to confirm that. Okay, Carrick. Okay, this has the release dates, but that's it. Yeah, I might have to just use an old graphic. What's up, Wastelanders? What's up, Citizen Ninja? Yeah, so what I'll do is I'll just find this old graphic and then I'll show you what I mean. And then maybe somebody can find me an updated version. That's an event calendar. Is this it? Okay. I found the most updated version. I don't know if they have a link to this though. So I will just share my screen. All right. So you guys can see what I'm talking about. All right. This is what I was trying to find. So if you look, it's this one. All right. I hope you guys can read that. I hope it's not too blurry. But this tells you when the ships were announced. So you can see the years at the top here. All the way from 2012 all the way to 2025. It's not updated as of this month. It looks like it's updated as of May. Maybe May? Yeah, because I think the Geo was announced in May. So I think it's updated as of May. So as you can see, I don't know if the Idris M is out. I don't know. Is the Idris M flying around or is it just a bunch of Idris Ps? Somebody let me know in the chat because I don't remember if that was. I know that Idris is out. I just don't know if people have their Idris M's. I don't. It's like it's like I feel like I should know it, but I feel like right now I'm just blanking on whether I saw an Idris M or not. But as you can see, they're catching up on a lot of these things. I do think the Idris M is out though. 2013, we're missing the Banu Merchantman and the Orion. Orion's not coming for a long time. We're not getting that till after Squadron 42. Banu Merchantman, I'm thinking, is not. We got at least 3 years of a wait on Banu Merchantman. Crucible, I think would be. I think it's possible we get the Crucible in the next 2 years. I think it's possible we get the Starliner in the next 2 years, but the Endeavor's not coming until after Star Citizen goes live. Javelin's not coming until after Star Citizen goes live. I think we'll get the whole series in the next 2 years. All of these. The B, I think we'll get next year. If not this year, next year. Probably not this year because I feel like they would have said it already. So probably next year. All of the 2016 ships are done. That's crazy. Well, Vandal Blade's getting a rework. Let's see. Pioneer's coming this year. You think Crucible's post 1.0? It wouldn't surprise me. I think it's possible that we get it before 1.0. I just don't think it's likely. 2018, Kraken and Vulcan. I think we'll get the Vulcan in the next 2 years. We're definitely getting the Apollo soon. Expanse, I think we'll get in the next 2 years. Nautilus, that's probably post 1.0 or very close to 1.0. Ranger, I think we'll get in the next 2 years. G12, I think we'll get in the next 2 years. Liberator apparently is being worked on right now. Odyssey, next 2 years. Raylan, I think will be either close to 1.0 or post 1.0 because I just don't understand why we don't have that yet. It seems it's very complicated, and I think the way that you're going to put the cargo in is going to be different, so I think that's what we're waiting on. The Galaxy, looks like they're working on the Galaxy next year. Legionnaire, I think, wait, do we have a Legionnaire? No, we don't have the Legionnaire. Legionnaire is this year going into next year, so that'll be a next year ship, I think. UTV, I think, is, I don't know. UTV has been talked about in a lot of different time frames, so it could be any time. I do think we'll get it before 1.0, though. The E1, I think, will be closer to 1.0. Arastra, closer to 1.0. Mark II MR, I think, will be next year. Gray Cat vehicle. I think we already got the Gray Cat vehicle as the MTC. I think the Drake ship was the Golem. Ironclad this year. Paladin this year. Let's see. CSVSM, FM this year. The Atlas variant has already, I think the Atlas variant is the MTC. I don't know if we, or wait, Atlas. No, Atlas variant is the Geo and the ICTY. So we got that. The Ironclad Assault is, oh, what did I do? Okay. Ironclad Assault this year. We already got the TAC, the BLD next year. So, yeah, that's pretty much everything. But I like this list because it kind of just sets everything and like shows you like what they should be working on now to get people who've been waiting on their ships for more than 10 years. So I think they should start working on either the Banu Merchantman or the Orion. I think we've been waiting so long for the Banu Merchantman that we're due. But at the same time, I don't want them to rush it. So I'm okay with waiting for it. The Orion, I think that just has, it's gonna change the entire landscape of the game because people are just gonna, make millions of dollars. So I think they have to wait for that one. Out of all these ships that I'm mentioning, going up to here, I think we'll get the Hull B. As far as the oldest ship that we will get first, I think we'll get the Hull B. That's from 2015. Pioneer next because the Pioneer we already know they're working on. Out of 2018, I think we'll get the Vulcan before the Kraken. I think the Kraken is going to get work. They're going to start working on it next year, and it won't be done until the following year. Yeah, and I think these are like fairly new. But yeah, the ship I'm looking forward to the most as far as like ships that'll be done before 1.0 though, I'm probably looking forward to before 1.0, probably the Crucible, just because assuming it does come out before 1.0, but it very well could come out after 1.0. But I'm probably looking forward to that one the most, just because I want to know what it can do. I want to know what its limitations are going to be. Update on the Pioneer, not released this year. That's likely. Let's see what they do at CitizenCon. They did say they were working on it, so let's see if they, they do have a more full ship team now. They filled in a lot of the empty slots from people who left back in 23 and 24. So, yeah, I think it's possible. It's possible that we get it. It's one of those things where I want to know what their idea is of that ship, though, because it shouldn't release until we get building gameplay, like until we get that base building gameplay. So if we're not going to get the gameplay this year, I could see them pushing it back to next year. And it does not seem like we're getting the gameplay this year. So I think you might be right on that, and that we get it next year. But yeah, this is probably my favorite graphic as far as like next ships to get released and all of that stuff. Let's give credit to whoever made it. Colonial Movers. So it says, yeah, this is from 3 months ago. So this is updated as far as what, March? That would have been March. Yep. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm looking forward to a lot of things. I think for me, I'm in a season of where the ship has to really be phenomenal for me to buy it. I hear some people in the comments basically saying that they're tempted on the new Prowler. Mookie, did you ever say why you like the Prowler? Citizen Ninja, what is it that you like about the Citizen Ninja, or about the Prowler? Is it more just like the design of the Prowler? Is that like just enough? Because that's what kind of tempts me. But then they dropped the weapons. If they would have kept the weapons, I think I would have been a lot more open to it. Let's go back here to, oh, I still need to go in and get the, I gotta get the MTC, not MTC, what's the Prowler utility upgrade? That's what I gotta get. I don't think the, yeah, I don't think the CCUs were any good. Like the newer ones. I think the Merchantman one is good, but I think you got to spend 25 to even get it, if I'm not mistaken. Oh man, you got to spend 50 to get this? No, 25. Yeah, okay, it is 25. Yeah, you got to spend 25 to get 50. It's not worth it to me. Yeah, I'm skipping those CCUs, but I do need a upgrade to a glaive upgrade, which I don't think I'll ever use, but I just want one because just in case the price goes up. I don't think it will, but we'll see. And then I need a Prowler utility upgrade. And give me that War Bond edition. which I do believe there's a ship that's $260, the Guardian QI. So it's $15 to save $30? No, 25. 15 to save 25. Not great, but that's not why I'm buying it anyway. So that's cool. All right, 25 bucks spent, not too bad. So you guys like the Prowler because of the stealth. CCU changed to the new Prowler for 130. Price isn't a factor. Nice. Yeah, I think, this is why I try to get an upgrade to pretty much every ship. What's up, Dr. Rich? Wastelanders, what's up? Yeah, I think you have to, if you're not upgrading to get it, I think, it depends on how you play really, but for me, I would upgrade to get it. Yep. I just do my thing. Looking at my hanger right now though, I'm doing pretty good. Um, I'll probably be giving away a Prowler utility sometime in the next few weeks. I got a Prowler utility to give away, and I think I got some other stuff. I think I still have an Asgard to give away. So I got a few things to give away. Dr. Itch says, is the Tobii Eye Tracker 5 worth it in 2025? You could, I think you might be able to find one that's used. Just make sure it has all the parts. But I do think it's worth it. I think it definitely adds to the experience. I don't do the head tracking anymore with it. I don't do the eye tracking with it. I do the head tracking. So you could do either or both. Because I think the eye tracking was too fidgety. It was like everywhere my eyes met, it's just shaking like this because it has like a millisecond response time. So like if my eyes look left, the screen responds like a millisecond later, and by that time my eyes are already looking right. So it's like a little jerky. But it can work. You just have to get the timing down. But I like it more for head tracking. Like if I turn my head a little bit this way, it like opens my field of view. Or if you lower the sensitivity on the eye tracking, it does work really well because then when I look left, it only like slightly moves the screen to the left. Like it doesn't like just like jerk. So you gotta mess with the settings a little bit, but I do think it's worth it. A, what is it? I kit sicked. I ixic. Ixic. I can you we've done this before where I tried to say your name correctly and you had to explain how to say it. This happens to me all the time. Citizen Ninja, what about the split cargo thing? See, I think you have the right idea. I think you have the perfect idea for it, right? Like it's meant for high value cargo. It's not meant for like straight up like I'm gonna run cargo with this thing. I think it's really high value cargo. I think it'll be a great smuggling ship at some point because of the stealth. And I'm hoping that they gave it because they took the guns down. I'm hoping that, and it has less armor. I'm hoping that gives it a little bit more speed, so it can be kind of speedy and stealthy in that way. But yeah, I love the way that it looks like it opens up and then just grabs the cargo, puts it inside, and then flies away. I can't really justify buying one though until they tell us what the whole series thing is gonna be like. Because they showed in the video. What's up, Uwu? So they showed in the video that you can actually like go to a hull series and take something off of it and put it inside and then fly away. But I just don't think that gameplay is as doable as they kind of showed it. But I think it'll get there. I don't think it's impossible though. You know what's going to be really interesting? So I have like maybe like 60 or 70 upgrades that are unused. I'm talking, this is probably like $800, $900 worth of upgrades, probably more than that. And at some point, I'm going to realize that I don't need at like 90% of these, and I'm going to be able to melt them. And I'll just have like $700 worth of credits to just buy whatever ship I want at that time. And what's interesting about that is there's ships that I want and I can't justify. Well, yeah, I don't need them, so it's not a need. What's up, Harold? It's not a need thing. It's definitely a want thing. Like, let me give you an example. We were just talking about the Prowler. What's up, JF? So, I love the Prowler. Love the way it looks. Love the fact that it has those size 5 weapons on it. I just don't need a dropship. In that, like, for what I do and what I want to do in Star Citizen, I just don't need it. So that would be a ship that I would buy just because of the cool factor. But it's not a ship that I want. It's just a ship I would buy because of the cool factor. But a ship that I want is the Zeus MR. I don't need it, but I want it. And so that's the type of ship. But the Zeus MR is cheap enough to where I could just justify going ahead and buying it, right? But there's going to be ships like the A2, to me, is a ship that I want, but I don't need, right? The more that they release other ships and the more that I fill out my fleet, the more I realize I don't need the A2. It's more of a want. However, I like Crusader, and I want a Crusader ship. But once the Genesis Starliner, comes out, I'll probably need the A2 even less, right? So it becomes my want ship. So that's what I'm saying. Like I have ships that I need. Most of my fleet, pretty much all of my fleet is ships that I need for what I want to do in the game. But I'm moving towards this idea of like, okay, I bought pretty much all the ships that I need. So now I'm like, what's the want ship that I want? Assuming, again, I like capital ships, I like large ships, I like gigantic ships. So those are the only ships I think right now that can tempt me. At the same time, I am still in need of a few ships in the medium category, like medium to large category, that can like be daily drivers for certain things, or that can do, tasks at a greater speed than others. Like, for instance, I was gonna have a mole in my fleet until the Arastra came out, and then I was like, oh, I'll just have an Arastra and an Orion. So now I have an Arastra for all of my, mining that I want to do on the ground, and then I have an Orion for all of my space mining, right? And that's what I'm waiting for. That's why I'm looking forward to the Crucible and things like that. I was actually looking forward to something that is almost the size of the Reclaimer, but smaller. I want something a little smaller than the Reclaimer that's like made for 3 or 4 people. Like workable with 3, but 4 is probably like the optimal. That's what I want. Because I think the Reclaimer is workable with 3, but it's like it's like more of a skeleton crew with 3. Whereas I think 4 is where you're actually like workable, and then 5 is optimal. But yeah, I want something that's optimal at 3 or optimal at 4, right? Like just something slightly smaller than that. Spaceman Dave says, when are you going to design your next fan ship? Probably within the next 2 weeks. I have some roast my fleets that I have to make up. So I'll probably do a few more roast my fleets, and I have some more vehicles I have to review because they've been dropping vehicles left and right. So this week and next week will probably be vehicles. Depending on how long it takes me to catch up with the vehicles, is when I'll do the roast my fleets, and then I'll do my next ship design. Um, and yeah, I definitely want to always keep up the ship reviews. That's my bread and butter, you know. But at the same time, I do like streaming. I think I'm getting used to this whole streaming thing. I just have to actually sit down for like 24 hours and actually work out how to add all of the cool things that everybody has on their streaming page. I have to. I've been saying it for like a year now, but I need to actually sit down and do that. Because there's like little buttons and stuff, things that show up that show you, oh, like a person just subscribed or a person just, you know, sent you money or something. Like, that's what I want. I want all those things to pop up on the screen, and I don't know how to do that yet. So I got to figure that out. Stream to stream chat crossover. I like that. So that everybody can talk to each other. That sounds really cool. Yeah, that's a good idea. So, when I sit down and do it, it'll be like a solid like let's say a shift at work. It'll be like a solid 8 hours that I'm just sitting down here trying to figure out, okay, what things can I do with the chat? What things can I do with subscriptions? What things can I do online? What things can I do with music? What things can I? So, I'll put some serious effort into it. Let me look at my hangar, though. It's been a while since I looked at all the ships I got. I do have a spreadsheet. I would like to make my spreadsheet better by putting each ship in here. So somebody sent me something really cool. Here, let me see if I can like zoom in on this. All right, let me show you guys what I'm talking about. This is a really cool thing. I don't remember who sent it to me, but if you're watching, I really hope you can tell me how you did this. All right. All right, folks. If you see this, this has all these little pictures of every ship. So I can copy and paste it. So I'm going to do this with my fleet, but I want to know how they did this. It looks like they just got gray things and just put them in here, but I don't know where they got the images from. Because these are really cool. And like you can go down and there's images for like everything at this little tiny. This is really cool. Anyway, I don't know how they did it, but somebody sent me this and it's really cool. So I would love for somebody to like, whoever sent me that, if you're watching this, please tell me how you did it, because it's really cool, and I wanna use that for more stuff. But let's see, the fleet is looking nice. There are some upgrades I still have to do, some chains I still need to finish, but I'm cool with that. I am cool with that. How many freaking ships do I have? Let's see, take away 2 from 43. I have 41 ships. 1, 2, 3, 4, including vehicles. That includes vehicles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 of those are still in CCU chains. So I have 31 ships owned, 10 in CCU chains waiting for, I think I only need like 1 CCU for each. All right, I need a total of 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I need 18 total CCUs to finish all of my chains. 5 of those are the Cutlass. I need like Cutlass Red to Prospector. I need that Prospector to finish like 5 of them. And then I need a Harbinger one, and I need an M2 one. I need 2 of those. Yeah, so I have a few CCUs to catch up with. But yeah, I'm liking the fleet. The fleet looks very fleshed out. And I'm so glad that I started finishing up my fleet at the time I did, because the prices of 2 of the primary ships I wanted to get went up. So I bought a Polaris the last time it was sold. I bought a Polaris. I had an upgrade to it, and I luckily, used it. Prospector, yes, but at the time I didn't have my chains ready, so I didn't get that last Prospector one, so I'm waiting for the next one, which I do think the next one will be at IAE. I think it'll be on MISC Day. We'll get a Prospector CCU, because it's been a while since we had that one, so yeah, I missed that one. I bought a Pioneer before the price went up, and I bought a Polaris before the price went up. Like literally right at the last sale where they were available before the price went up is when I bought both of those. So I got those at the cheaper price. Saved $300 on each immediately, so that was cool. I finally bought Endeavor Master Set, which was a huge purchase for me because any major changes since I fixed my fleet with info runners? Yes. I was talking about that earlier in the stream. I actually have a video that I did in December that talked about my biggest changes since that fixed my fleet. So go check that out. It's the A Billionaire Reveals His Fleet video. It's the most recent video in my my fleet choices and why playlist. Founders Day would be really cool to get that Prospector one. That would be really cool. My favorite capital ship is still under, I don't know. I could say what my favorite one is in my mind, like as far as like what I want to do with it. But right now I have 3 different answers to that question until some of these start popping into the game. So my favorite one that I can't wait to use as far as like in the game, what it can do when it's fully in the game and all of its gameplay is available, is the Endeavor. I can't wait to use the Endeavor. That's the one I'm looking forward to using the most. But then when it comes to the one that I want to fly the most and like actually use, or I don't want to say use it, the one that I can't wait to fly the most as far as capital ships is probably the Merchantman, because I think that is going to be one of those ships that's just so unique and so different from everything else in Star Citizen. And then the one that I'll use the most is probably like, I'll even use this more than the Endeavor. I'm just looking forward to using the Endeavor more. But the one I'll probably use the most is the Kraken. So those are my 3 answers. But if I'm being honest, I think the Pioneer is going to trump all 3 of those at some point. I just need to see what they're doing with it first. But it's between those 4. It's going to be one of those 4 when it's all said and done. But the Pioneer is going to make me so much money. And I don't know if I'll spend more time in that one or the Kraken, but man, I'm a one of those people that I know most of what I do is not going to be combat. It's going to be making money. So that's why I need like whoever's in my crew, they have to have a thing for wanting to do combat because I'm gonna want them to be like, you guys like protect me while I do the construction, protect me while I do my mining, protect me while I do my science, my agriculture, my whatever. Um, unless it's something like a Kraken, because on the Kraken it's more of a mobile base, and I would love to be like the commander, like, hey, you go here and you go there, and like we need these people for defense and we need these people. Like, I'm more of the strategic mind behind the fight, not so much the fighter. But I do like fighting. I do like hopping in a ship and going out and blowing things up.
Please log in through the Google Home app.
No, thank you. So yeah, I have a lot of ideas of what to do, but I love every ship that I have. Um, I love every ship that I have. Every ship I like every ship before I purchased it. I put so much thought into every ship that it's like, man, it's hard for me to not. It's hard for me to even choose because I literally just spent hours and hours and sometimes days trying to figure out, okay, is this a ship that I actually want? That's why I'm so proud of my fleet. It's not because it's like, oh, you have this expensive ship or whatever. It's like, no, I legitimately think my fleet is one of the best fleets in Star Citizen. I don't care what anybody says. I think my fleet is one of the best because I crunched the numbers, I looked at the data, I listened to everybody talk about which ship to get, and I think it's incredible. And so I'm just ready to put all my thoughts into action. Um, I don't think anybody should recreate my fleet. So this isn't like a commercial for Star Citizen. Like, I like that I created my fleet and I love my fleet. I think it's one of the best in Star Citizen. That being said, I can't prove it because half these ships aren't even out yet. Oh, so yeah. I think it's just of course the fleet you build, it's probably going to be your favorite fleet too. But I think for me, everything that I've bought, when I look at it, I'm like, that was a good purchase. That was a good purchase. Like, of my ships that were very expensive, I'll call very expensive being above $500, because most people aren't buying a ship that's $500 or more. Um, the Endeavor Master set, when I was one of those things I was like, I don't really need that until I realized, oh, you have 3 Endeavors, so yeah, you probably need it. But I had so much fun with the Endeavor Master. Like, that purchase was just like, I finally got it. I got a master set. It felt really good to buy, even though it's so expensive. I think it's like 1,100, and I got it for 900 because I used one of my things on it. What do you call it? One of my discount codes on it. Same thing with the Kraken. That was not fun to buy. However, once I had it in my fleet, I was like, I finally got one. um, the Polaris took a while for me to come around as like, I love this ship, but once I did, I was a defender of it. And now I'm like, they need to up this and they need to make this better. The Pioneer was the first capital ship that I ever was like, that one I need. The rest of them, like, I was like, I could take it or leave it. I do like some of these, but the Pioneer was the first one, like, I need that one. And then the rest are like great. The Merchantman, of course, I love, but the Merchantman wasn't a capital ship when I bought it. I did not know it was going to be a capital ship. I thought it was going to be a large ship, maybe even a subcap, but I didn't think it was going to be a capital ship. So I can't say that about that one. And then there's like the ships from like let's say 250 to 500. Out of those, I mean, you could say the Endeavor, but I include that in the above the $1,000 because of the master set. But I'd say out of those two, or out of that price range, I mean, I'm a huge Constellation Phoenix fan, as you can see, so that should go without saying. But the Starlancer TAC and I'd probably say the Apollo are the ones that give me the most, like, yeah, I can't wait. So the Starlancer TAC being out is huge for me, obviously. So waiting on the Apollo to drop, that's going to be the next big ship for me. I have the Medevac, so yeah. I'm super excited for that. And then everything below 250, the F7A is really cool. I just like flying it. It's my favorite fighter to fly around. But I think the F8C at some point will overtake it as far as my favorite to fly around. I just not right now. But it's either that or the Razor EX. I really like flying the Razor EX. I like that it's a light fighter, but also a snub and also stealth. It just fills so many boxes for me. Yeah, and I just really enjoy that ship, and I enjoy flying it around and just doing stuff with it. And the fact that it's like snub sized, but it has like it has a, what do you call it? Jump drive on it. So melted your tack. Okay, Wastelanders. First person I've seen, I've heard of that melted it. That was not impressed. Anybody else melt their tack? Move some redundant ships to your alt account. Yeah. That's something that I wonder, because I think for me, I don't think I would move my ships to my alt. I think I would upgrade it to something else. Like, I have, like, most of the ships that I have that are redundant are because I got them for free. So like my F8Cs, I have two F8Cs, but I got both of those, for free. So not gonna move those, but that would be one that I would move to an alt. Like I would move an F8C to an alt. My F7A is like the one ship. There's two ships in my fleet that are never going anywhere, and it's the Constellation Phoenix Emerald and my F7A. Those are not to be touched. Period. Never for anything. They're not getting upgraded. Nothing. So those are ships, obviously, but I don't think I have anything redundant. Not anymore. Every ship I have is either a better version, it's like the more expensive version, or it's, it's different. So I'm looking at my fleet trying to find something that's redundant. For instance, like I have an Archimedes Emerald, but that came in a pack with my Constellation Phoenix Emerald. So my Phoenix Emerald, in order to even get that, I have to have the Archimedes Emerald. So it's not redundant in the fact that I bought it separately, but it would be redundant to my Razor EX. I don't need the Razor EX and the Archimedes. I don't need both of those. So I would just send one of them to an alt account. But the thing is, the one I'd want to send to the alt account is the Archimedes Emerald, but it's part of a pack. So you see what I'm saying? Like, it's not like and it's the only pack I think I have. No, I do have other packs, but they were like old school packs where you just save a bunch of money, and I just upgraded the ships in them because I didn't care, because I was like, these are ships I'm not really interested in getting rid of. But yeah, so like I don't see a lot of redundant ships that can be changed out. So I went back and forth between the 400i and the Mercury Star Runner, and finally came back to the Mercury Star Runner. But yeah, man, it's hard for me to even say any of my ships are redundant, just because they all have different purposes for me. My Terrapin Medic is a ship that I just like. It's one of the few ships that I have in my fleet that I bought just because I love the type of ship. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan. I'm not a huge fan of the cockpit view of missed ships either, but I still have a bunch of them. What's up, Luca? Hello. Prowler Utility, is that a good ship for you? I haven't done my review on it yet, but I do like it. From what I've seen so far, I do like it. Gonna upgrade your P-72 Emerald since the Emerald Phoenix already has a regular P-72. I'm too big of a fan of that skin to upgrade it. I'm like a huge fan of that skin on the P-72. And I just don't think there's going to be a whole lot of people that have that. It's one of those, even though it's very easy to buy, I don't think a lot of people like the Phoenix enough to spend $450 or $500 on a pack. So I think it's going to be rare, not because people don't buy it, or I don't think it's going to be rare because people can't buy it. I think it's going to be rare because people just didn't buy it. And so I had to get rid of, there was something that I had in that pack that I didn't want to get rid of, that I had to get rid of in order to change the pack to LTI. But I don't remember what it was. Essential Asa says, the only thing I'm missing now is a good fighting ship. I need to pick one and just get good at using it. Yeah, that's kind of the thing. Justin Young says, I'm loving the Guardians. Yeah, I think for me, I'm waiting on a two-seater. I think the F7A, I think, is my fighter. That's the most common ship that I take out. I think I want my heavy fighter to be the F8C. It's just not in the right place right now. I think the Guardians are probably doing better. At least the MX, I think, is probably, if I'm not mistaken, that's the meta right now as far as heavy fighters. But yeah, I want the F8C to be my heavy fighter. I just don't think it's there yet. I think an F8A is gonna probably be the one. I'm hoping they do the kind of a similar thing they did with the F7A, where you can go do some missions and earn one. Or, it's the ship you get for completing Star Citizen. I don't know if that's the ship, by the way. I don't know. Fortuna Rover. That's the one that had to be upgraded to the Nomad. Yeah, I like the Fortuna Rover. But it would have been redundant. It would have been super redundant because I have the Ursa Medevac, I have the Cyclone MT, I have the tank. I'm getting an MTC. I just don't know when. So yeah, it would have been redundant. So even though I wanted it, but I only wanted it because of the skin. I also don't have a normal Ursa. I don't own a normal Ursa, but I also don't need a normal Ursa. I think with the MTC, that's going to replace my need for any type of normal Ursa. Yeah. So yeah, the Hurricane is on the list. So I think what I have on the list is the Hurricane. The current ship that I have is the Super Hornet Mark II, with the Heartseeker, but that is not quite what I wanted it to be. So I'm looking for something to replace it, but hopefully something new. Right now, it's the Paladin, the Hurricane, and I think there was one other ship that I can't think of right now. And the Scorpius. I think those three were the ones I was thinking of replacing it with, but none of them really screamed to me that I should get it. The Asgard was on the list for a while, but I don't think the weapons are gonna be enough, and I don't think it's not a fighter. You know, I want a two-seater heavy fighter. Because the Heartseeker thing didn't turn out the way I was hoping that it would turn out. So I'm hoping for an alien two-seater fighter just to like mix things up. But yeah, the Paladin is looking like it's gonna be #1 right now. But I have to wait for the Paladin to come out to see if that's gonna be what I need it to be. I'm really excited for the Paladin though, even outside of this. Because when the Paladin first came out, I was like, I don't need one. Like I don't. And then I realized I have a need for a two-seater fighter, and I was like, oh. But going back to that idea of like redundancy, right? I do have multiple Explorer / touring ships. So like I have the 600i Explorer, I have the Constellation Phoenix, and I have the Odyssey. I think that's all of my, and maybe the Genesis Starliner. I have a Genesis Starliner, but I don't think that's more heavy personnel transport. That's not really like touring. So I'm gonna go, yeah. So like the 600i, the Constellation Phoenix, and the Odyssey. The Odyssey is going to be dedicated to exploration for me. So I don't really count that as redundancy. The Phoenix Emerald is going to be dedicated to touring and smuggling for my Phoenix Emerald. Just because I think it's going to have a few little hidey holes when it's all said and done. So touring and smuggling, I think, but it'll be like, this is a cool idea, and I haven't heard a lot of people talk about it. I'm sure somebody has, but imagine like touring is the front for your smuggling, right? So like, I have all these VIPs on the ship, right? And like, I have little hidey holes where I have like really expensive, illegal goods, and they're just somewhere in the ship. And then if like I get caught, I just blame it on one of the VIPs. That's not mine, officer. One of these VIPs wants to put that in there. That'll be how I don't have a whole lot of like crime things that I want to do in Star Citizen. Like I'm not much of a pirate or anything like that. Most of my stuff is going to be like spy work, like finding out stuff I'm not supposed to find out, whether it's from the government or from another like group, or it's going to be like smuggling, like having stuff I'm not supposed to have. You're like, oh, you're not allowed to have like a golden Valacar tongue. Where did you even get that? And I'm gonna like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Just put it in my, my Prowler utility so I can get it where it needs to go. But yeah, so I have like a lot of ideas of what I'm gonna do with the ship. But the 600i and the Constellation Phoenix, those are the only two that kind of seem like they're gonna be similar. But the 600i Explorer can carry a friggin' tank. So like, well, when it gets its rework, whenever that comes 2-3 years from now, but when the 600i gets its rework, the main reason I'm getting that is it's gonna be a luxury ship that can carry the Atlas platform, and I think that is very unique. Just that alone, besides the fact that I actually genuinely love the 600i, it's my favorite Origin ship, and it's not close. So yeah, I know a lot of people think it looks like a bedpan. I don't care. I'll fly my bedpan around happily. And I do think this. I think the external look of it might change a little bit, but I don't know, because they're taking a lot of the stuff they said that was at the front of the ship and putting it in the middle, or it was something where they're changing around the way the ship looks a little bit. So, yeah, illegal data running and illegal item running. That sounds like A Mercury Star Runner, half young. Sounds like a Mercury Star Runner with maybe some stealth parts in it. Let's see. Do you think they would add that feature in the future, blaming one of the passengers even though you were on the ship? I don't know. I think it was more like mind. It was like it's like mind game thing I would think of, but like it depends because if it's a player, I don't know. It could get really intense, right? So like if it's a player that's boarding me, I I don't know how well that will work. But if it's a NPC and I could just be like, I don't know how that got there, officer, and like there was some type of I don't know if they'll do skill checks, but I'm trying to think of like a way that it could work, um, where maybe they like fine you for allowing it on your ship, um, but maybe the other person goes to jail unless they get a good lawyer or something like that. I don't know. I'm getting too deep. I don't think Star Citizen's gonna be that deep, but it was more of a joke than anything. But I just think it's really cool to just be able. I think smuggling is one of those things I don't mind getting caught doing. Right? Like if I get caught smuggling something, I'm like whatever. Like, and I think it's probably not gonna be that much of a fine. It'll just be they'll take the stolen goods and give you a fine, right? Um, and then like that'll probably be the only way. Like I'll probably like if something happens where like a police officer, I don't know what do you call him, police officer, a law enforcement guy is on my ship and they're like, oh, I just found your smuggled goods. I'll probably knock them out and then like go drop them off on a planet and then like be on the run, you know. What about the largest snub ship in the game, the Endeavor control ship? I don't know enough about that to even answer that question, but it looks good. Your eyes look a little glazed, Ossifer. You've been eating donuts? I like that. But yeah, half young. I think Mercury Star Runner with stealth parts, when that actually starts to work the way it's supposed to, I think will be perfect for what you're saying. Um, I'm trying to find more of my ships that double up. Oh, hold on 1 second, folks. Hold on. Let me. I was supposed to pause a little bit, a little while ago. So let me. I'll be back. Okay, I am back. You said the Endeavor control ship. I actually wanted to look that up. I think you're talking about, if I'm not mistaken, you're talking about the ship that's on the front of the Endeavor. I also wonder if we're talking about the Endeavor, and you know how each capital ship has a role, like the Kraken is the capital carrier, the Endeavor is the capital military, or you can say, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it's like the capital all around military. I don't know. I don't know where I would put the Idris in that. Um, but like the Odyssey is the capital exploration, so on and so forth. I was trying to figure out if the Endeavor is the capital science ship, but I was like, I don't think it is. I actually think the Endeavor is the capital modular ship. I think it's meant to be the most modular, the largest modular ship that Star Citizen offers. I don't think it's actually meant to be dedicated to science, even though most of the things you can do with it are science. And it says it is a heavy science ship. I still think it's going to end up being the capital modular ship, and it just so happens to have science heavy things you can do with it. But I don't know. It might be. It might be. It says heavy capital, so, or heavy science, so we'll stick with that. But anyway, I think the largest, I want to know what this thing can do. That's my biggest thing. When I look at this thing, I just want to know what it can do. So here, I think what you're talking about is, oh, well, it's doing a whole lot of stuff here. I think you're talking about this front portion of the Endeavor, how it can disconnect. I think they might have a picture of it disconnecting. Let's see. Oh, there it is. There it is, disconnected, the front part of the Endeavor. So yeah, I think that'll be cool to use. It obviously has guns on it, but I'm not seeing a lot of coverage, so I'm sure that they'll end up adding guns on either on the top or on the front somewhere. But yeah, this is pretty cool. I like that thing, but like my thing is I have like a game plan for every one of my ships. You see, these are like all of my ships. And I think for me, like, I have a game plan for everything. Like, I have a game plan for like what I'm gonna do for each one of those ships. Like, you know, let me give you an example. For like my hull D, that's gonna be for transporting goods. Like, I literally have fleet functions for each one of these. My Kraken is my extra large group base. My Pioneer is my extra large base building. My Ironclad Assault is my transporting vehicles. My Hull D is transporting goods. My Odyssey is for surveying planets. My Orion is for space mining. Terrapin Medic is for solo medical. My Merchantman is my shop. My Endeavor is my science base. Well, one of them, my Endeavor Discovery, is my science base. My Vulcan is my repair snub, my repair ship for anything snub to medium. My Crucible is my repair ship for anything medium to capital, depending on the size, because medium goes from like really tiny to like really big. My Cyclone MT is my preferred land vehicle with 3 people. My Perseus is for personal and fleet defense. Endeavor Master Set, that's just multi-role because you can't really put anything on that. Apollo Medevac is for multi-crew mobile medical. So my Terrapin Medic was my solo medical, If I want to do medical with multiple people, then I get out the Apollo Medevac. My 600i Explorer is my multi-crew exploration with extra large vehicles. So it's if I know I'm bringing an extra large vehicle along, then I bring out the 600i Explorer. Now, one of the biggest challenges for the 600i Explorer is because of the Asgard. And now that the Asgard can take those big vehicles, it's like, okay, now I have to do a 600i versus Asgard, but I can't do that until we get the 600i rework. And I still have a feeling that the 600i is going to win that. I think the Asgard is going to just be a smaller variant, a version of that. But I like the 600i too much to really switch it out too much anyway. My Starlancer TAC is my multi-crew cargo daily. Like that's I'm going to be taking cargo somewhere, and it's my daily driver for when I'm doing cargo gameplay. Because I can defend myself a little bit. You know, not a lot. You still should have, people to defend you. What's up, Space Marine? Let me see. I might as well just finish the list now. I've pretty much done the whole list. Let's see. My Raylan is my multi-crew cargo ship, but not my daily. So that can carry more than the TAC. So if I have anywhere from 97 to 320 SCU of cargo to move, and I'm working with the multi-crew, then I would take the Raylan instead of the Starlancer TAC. And I think it'll be faster, if I'm not mistaken. My PTV is just to move around large and extra large hangars. My Geo is mining without a vehicle. My Atlas is to load cargo into large ships that don't have a tractor beam. My Starlancer build is for my large base building. So remember when I said my Pioneer, that's for XL base building. So my Starlancer build will only come up if I have a large base to build. The Starlancer BLD, and then what? The A2s for heavy ground assault. I literally am only going to bring that out if it's like we're at war with, and it's going to be on the ground and in the air. The Arastra, it can do a lot of other stuff too, but that's really the main reason I would bring it out. And it would probably only be if other people had A2s so that we could do like bombing runs and stuff like that. The Arastra, I'm giving you guys the whole game here, so this is why you watch the lives, right? My Arastra is for ground mining. It's my base for ground mining. The Archimedes Emerald it's really just to fight other snubs with, to do flight training with, and maybe racing. I might kit it out to race with it. My Razor EX is pretty much for the same thing, except it can go up to fight light fighters as well as snubs. So, and I won't really use that as much for racing, but that one can race too. That'll be more so for like if I'm racing and I need something that counts as a light fighter, but it's really a snub size. FAC Lightning is for fighting medium fighters and heavy fighters. I wouldn't really go at larger ships with it. My F7A is for fighting light fighters and medium fighters. Not really so much on the light fighters. It's really for fighting medium fighters. It can take out a few of those heavy fighters though, but that's just not what I would use it for specifically. And my idea of my two-seater and why I need a good two-seater, heavy fighter, is because I think if you get the right two-seater heavy fighter, I think you can fight anywhere from a light fighter all the way to a heavy fighter if you get it right. And you can also fend off like a few medium and large ships. So that's what I'm looking for, and that's why my two-seater has to be, it's very important what ship I pick to put in that role. My Endeavor Olympic is for my farming base. My Genesis Starliner is my employee mover. That's where I'm going to take all my employees from this planet to that planet, from this base to that base. My Reclaimer is to eat wreckage and potentially eat buildings. I'm still hoping that that becomes a thing for CIG. My Nova Tonk is my destroy all ground forces and structure thing. It's the most damaging ground vehicle that you can get that's not specifically aimed at being anti-air. So like the what is it? The Centurion and the Ballista obviously can do more damage, but those are anti-air. So the Nova Tank is, I need to blow up people, I need to blow up other vehicles, and I need to blow up structures. Bring in the tank. And you could fit a few people in there so that, you can have some people hop out and use rail guns, etc., etc. My Nautilus is for defense for all of my operations. So defense for salvage, defense for mining, defense for repair. I go out, set a bunch of mines out there, have somebody fly it around because it does have that size 7 gun on the front of it. I do think it'll be a heavily defensive ship, as in it'll be very tough to take down. Because I think it's going to have a lot of armor on it in order to work with mines. So I think it'll be a very difficult ship to take down. It'll just sit there and shoot. If you like get into a fight with it and you're just sitting there head on, I think it'll win because it'll just win you by a war of attrition, so to speak. My Mercury Star Runner is my daily driver when I'm taking something the size of an Ursa or smaller. My Constellation Phoenix, like I said, for smuggling and touring, but it's my daily driver for when I'm just cruising. I don't have any particular goal in mind when I just want to fly around, but have a few things available. That's what I'll take. Also, when I want to show people the game, I might pop them into my Phoenix and just fly around with them. Kind of treating them like a VIP a little bit. And then my Rock is getting changed to an MTC, so my MTC will basically be for when I want to do bunkers. My X1 Force, that's just when I just attach a shark mouth to that and destroy people at bases. That's the main reason I have it. And then my Ursa Medevac is to add medical to any ship that's carrying it. There you go. That's my entire fleet. I've named every ship. I've told you why I have every ship. And you can see there's not a lot that is like redundant in there. So there you have it. That was kind of out of nowhere. I wasn't supposed to be part of this. That wasn't supposed to be part of this this live, but I'm glad I did it. You guys got a treat today if you signed on to my live today. I showed you basically my whole fleet. I popped it up on the screen, showed you my whole fleet with all of the little notes that I keep on everything. So all you gotta do is pause it, boom, and you can see everything. I got it based on cargo, size, beds, price, value, savings. And some of these savings aren't updated, so you can ignore that part because I don't even know. I haven't updated that in a long time. Yeah, some of those savings aren't definitely not updated because, let's see, for instance, my Odyssey, I redid and I saved 400 on it. No, 350 on it. So yeah, that one's not right. What else? There's another one in here that I saw that was obviously wrong. Nope, that one's right. What was the one that was obviously wrong? Nope, I did save that much on that. My Crucible. Oh, no, that's right. No, I think a lot of these are right, actually. Nope, my Perseus is wrong. I think I redid that, and now I'm saving 200 and something. So don't pay attention to the savings thing, but the value, well, the value and the savings would be wrong on some of these. But as far as like price, beds, size, cargo, rolls, all that other stuff, you can take all that. My fleet function, it's what I'm using it for how I'm using it in my fleet. But of course, you could use it however you want in your fleet. And then I have like my use cases, which you probably couldn't see all of those, but that's fine. And then I got notes on everything too. But yeah, I need to edit this because I want to put those little pictures that I showed you earlier. I want to put all those in there and have this spread out a little bit more because right now the data is like all clumped on top of each other, and I don't really like that. Let's see. They could use the Odyssey for the front of the Endeavor and make the rest of it like a trailer. I like that. I actually really hope that's what they do. And they could just say, even if it's like not exactly a endeavor, or not an endeavor, even though it's not, they could say it's not exactly an Odyssey, but they could literally just take some of the things out of the Odyssey and then you reuse that ship to build it and say, here you go. There's your front of the. I don't think anybody would be upset with that. That's what I was actually hoping that the Odyssey was. I was hoping that the Odyssey was just the front portion of the Endeavor. Because then if it was, then I could get a fourth Endeavor and then I wouldn't need to own an Odyssey. And then I just have 4 Endeavors and people are like, what is wrong with you? And I'm like, I don't know. Phoenix is one of my favorites. Good firepower, PDCs, cargo, luxury, 2 defense turrets, full interior with storage, carries a snub, craft, and rover. Yeah, Cody Fox, I think it just needs an update, but yeah, I love that ship. What's up, Harold Spark? Might blow your mind. Do you think that you will get blueprints for all the ships you own, given the customization that they expect to be able to do on ships? I'm beginning to question this as something that's not going to happen. Blueprints for all the ships you own. Huh, what do I think about that? First, is it fair? That's the first thing I ask myself. Is it fair if I, a person who spent a massive amount of money on this game, got blueprints for every ship that I own? I think people would have an issue with that. I'm not going to say it's unfair, but I definitely think people would have an issue with it. And I think enough people would have an issue with it to where I don't think it will happen. I don't think it's fair or unfair. It's kind of like in that gray area. For the Kraken, yes, I have the base variant of the Kraken. That's the one I wanted. I do not need the Kraken Privateer because I have a Merchantman that is not going anywhere. And I would rather have those 2 things separate. I want my Kraken to be a mobile base, heavy freight, you know. I want those 2 operations to be separate. I don't want to use it as a space station. Now that we know space stations are in the game, I had that idea until I found out that space stations were going to be a thing. And I was like, well, I'll just have a space station. I don't need my Kraken to be my space station anymore. I think what I would like to see, you said, I think they said we'd get the blueprints for all the ships and gear that we bought on the pledge store. They said we all own the standard model of our ships. Okay. I would like to see us have them available to either purchase or make it easier for them to be collected in the game. But I don't know if we should just get them outright, as in like you show up day 1 and you have the ability to build a Kraken because you bought a Kraken with real money. Like, I don't know if that's fair. So I would love to see how they do it, but I don't know if we should just get them outright, but maybe it's easier to get them because we already own the ship. I would be okay with that. I think that would solve a lot of the issues. Maybe give us all the stuff to build it and not give us the blueprint. You know, I could see something like that. Yeah, you wouldn't be able to build it on day 1. That is true. Yeah. There's going to be limitations to building things. Like, you have to actually have the ship to do it. You have to have the know-how to do it, so on and so forth. I could see that, yeah. Justin says, I would say it is fair to have, but you cannot trade them. I could see that too. Absolutely. What else did I want to talk about today? I had something else I wanted to talk about. And now I'm drawing a blank. Oh, 4.2. How's everybody feeling about 4.2? Oh yeah, I also should release my let me upload my video because I do have I'm releasing my Alien Week video right after this. It's massively late, so yeah, that's a thing. But yeah, it is very much late. But right after this, maybe an hour or so after this, it should drop. So if you still haven't bought anything from Alien Week, which I understand a lot of people don't because a lot of people aren't interested in Alien Week, it'll be there. It'll be there for your viewing pleasure. It's late because I recorded it and then thought I uploaded it, and then 6 days later, I realized that I did not. So that's what happened. That's how that happened. The original Pioneer came with Outpost building materials. Yes, I got the original Pioneer. I'm glad I got it before they stopped doing the geotac beacon and land ownership stuff. I'm glad I got it before that. Um, what else? There was something that I was looking at. Oh yeah, 4.2. That's what I said. 4.2. How's everybody doing with 4.2? Because I have not jumped in since 4.2. I think I downloaded it and then I just haven't jumped in yet. But I still have. I have a lot of my like ship reviews that I started in 4.1, and now I'm going to be finishing in 4.2. So it'll be interesting. I gotta give credit to CIG though, because they released a lot of things over the last 2 months. I have to give them credit. They were very slow coming into the year, but it's like they realized that, and then since March they've just been like, here's a drop, here's a drop, here's a drop, here's a drop. So I appreciate that. We got the Grey Cat MTC. We got the TAC dropped. We got a new Guardian. We got the Anvil Asgard, the Prowler utility. I mean, we got multiple Atlas variants. I mean, it's they've been the Golem or the Golem, they announced the Fortune. The Fortune. I'm trying to think of what else. There's been a lot. There's been a lot though. So yeah. So I got to give it to CIG for now. Their marketing has been hit or miss, but I definitely see improvements, overall improvements. You know, there's always going to be places where they can fix things. Let me see. I think did I look at the comm links? I don't know if I looked at the comm links. Look at the dev tracker. They did a roadmap update. This was a roadmap roundup. Yeah, there wasn't much in there. I want to know what's coming in 4.3. I don't think I actually looked that up. Hovering turbulence, second life resource drive, turbulence needs major work. Key bindings menu, cryptic, complex, extent. Oh, I want to read about that. Input, joystick modifiers. Let's see. All right, that'll do. Oh, there's not much on the key bindings. And we have plans to rework the binding screen. The design is currently in the works, but I can't tell when this is ready, as the engineering work for this is mildly put very beefy. But yes, being able to define modifiers is part of the design. Thank you. Thank you. I have to use hid hide. I don't use jvoy. I use joystick gremlin. I use hid hide, and it is a mess. I would very much like to put in my sticks and then have all of my settings saved to Star Citizen and not have to start up 2 other programs before I start Star Citizen. And then every once in a while, I'll hop on the Star Citizen and my stuff is still messed up because it'll read one joystick first or the other joystick second, or it'll say joystick 3 instead of joystick 5 or something, and it'll just be weird. And it'll be very weird. So yeah, I am super glad that they're working on fixing the binding screen, because that is not something you want. You don't want people, brand new people, coming to this game and being like, oh, well, I would like to play, but I can't get my joystick to work. I can't get this to work. Because I've been playing since 2016, and it took me like 6 years to finally get my joysticks working the way I wanted them to, in all of the ways that I wanted them to. So yeah, I would say definitely needs some work. Let's see what they got on. Do they have 4.3 on the release view? Nope, they don't. The only thing I see is 1.0. It goes from 4.2 to 1.0. So yeah, that's that. All right, I think I'm pretty much caught up on everything that's going on. When does Alien Week end? I thought it was going to end yesterday, and it's still going. Maybe because all the bar citizens and stuff? It said from June 14th to 15th. That doesn't make sense, though, because 12. It started, okay, if it starts on the 12th, maybe it ends Wednesday or Thursday? I have no idea. No idea. Let's see. This week in Star Citizen said Alien Week. All the dev stuff, pretty cool. All the bar citizens. I gotta go to a Toronto bar citizen. I should have went during Alien Week. I completely forgot that that's a thing that I can do. I'm so used to everything happening either all the way on the other side of the country or all the way across the water. I'm just oh, I just can't go to anything. So I have to get more in the mindset that I can go to things in Toronto. Yeah, what was I trying to find out? Oh yeah, there's no 4.3 stuff. And I can't find the date that it ends. But alas, doesn't matter. I'm still releasing my video after this. All right, folks, drop your questions. We'll do another 10 minutes, and I'll just answer questions. So whatever you got, whatever you want to ask it now or forever hold your peace. Just make sure you put question in front of it. If you've been lurking this whole time, make sure that you put something in the chat just so you qualify for our giveaway. I don't even know what we're giving away. Let me figure out what we're giving away while you guys are adding your questions in. I think I already said it, but I don't remember what I said. My memory's shot these days. All right. Okay. I think I'm giving away an Intrepid. Or did I already give away an Intrepid? I think that might have been last month's giveaway. So what am I giving away? I think a Mustang Gamma. Mustang Gamma. Yeah, I think I'm giving away a Mustang Gamma. Maybe? I don't know. I don't know. It's either a Mustang Gamma or or a Fortune or a, oh wait, hold on. I have no idea. I'll have to look back and then I'll let you guys know in the next one. But yeah, I'm giving away something. I'm definitely giving away something. But I don't want to tell you guys the wrong ship and then you like be expecting that ship and then it's not it. I got to organize my brain here. All right, what we got down here? After finding a blueprint in game, maybe we take blueprint to Wikilo for some favors and materials, and he builds it for us. I can dig that. I can dig that. Yeah, but moving forward, I will have some videos coming out here soon. I don't know if tomorrow, but I'll definitely have one. So I have one today coming out. I don't know if I'll have one tomorrow or the next day, but there should be at least 3 videos that release this week, as in before Sunday, because I owe you guys some ship reviews. So I'll be trying to get those done over the next few days. Yeah, and then we'll see what we can get done because there's a lot of ships, a lot of vehicles that have been released. But yeah, I'm not seeing any new questions, so let's just find somebody to, raid. We haven't raided in a while. I think I've been, I don't think I've been leaving my streams the way I should have, where we should definitely be raiding people. Oh, okay, I see some questions popping up. Let me find out who we're gonna raid and then I'll answer those questions. Let's see. Oh wait, is Dune Awakening out?
Yeah, I'm already in mine, so I know where you're at.
Yeah, this looks like somebody's playing Dune Awakening. I did not know that game was out. Is it like early release or something? Ooh, it looks early release. Anyway, let's do Mr. Photog. Oh wait, 10 says Hot Shot Henry. Yeah, we can do Hot Shot Henry. It is full release? Ooh. What I just saw, I only looked at it for 15 seconds, but from what I saw in that 15 seconds, it did not look like it was great. So I'm going to have to look at some reviews on that. Been out for more than a week? My first thought from what I just saw was, So I'll look at a review. I'm not going to judge based on the 15 seconds that I saw. All right, what was the question? Oh, there was only one. Okay. What's with the new referral ladder and legacy one running side by side? I am 2 away from a Gladius. I mean, you got it. That's pretty much it, though. The new referral ladder will be where you'll get new prizes, but it'll start from 1. Like, it'll start from brand new, like as though you don't have any referrals. And then the old one will stay so that you can still earn all of the ones you were working towards as you gain new referrals, which is, they didn't announce it like that. And that's why I had an issue with it when it came out. But then I don't know if they fixed it or they just gave more information on it. But now they made it make sense. They wanted to do a new ladder. I think the way that they're doing it is actually the way I would have done it, where you release the new ladder, but you keep the old ladder. But this gives incentive for people to get more referrals, because now they're getting more things from getting the referrals, but it also doesn't kill the incentives of the people who are already working towards getting something. So, yeah. And they said it's going to be better, and it's going to release in July, so we don't have much longer to wait for it. You can keep continuing to earn all of them, Great War Mage, so you can continue earning all of the rewards that are on the current referral ladder. And in addition to those, when the new ladder arrives, you'll also be earning whatever is on the new ladder once you get to those numbers. So you keep both of them for the duration. Because that was my biggest issue, is I thought that you were going to lose all your progress on the current ladder and then have to start on the new ladder. So that's not the way they're doing it. I always forget how to do this. Is it raid? There we go. All right, rating Hot Shot Henry. Thanks for watching, everybody. I will probably be streaming again tomorrow. It depends on how much I get done as far as the videos that I would like to release this week. I'm definitely about to go check out this Dune review though, because that was shocking what I just saw. It didn't seem great, but maybe I just saw a really boring part of it. So anyway, thanks for watching. Shout out to the dual streamers. Shout out to the members. And yeah, if you know who won our contest, shout them out and get them to come and collect their prizes. They got 2 weeks, so they'll be all right. Yeah, they have at least, well, they don't have 2 weeks now. I think they have like 12 days, but still. Artemis TGM and something the fourth. Go watch my previous stream if you want the names. I can't remember what they are right now, but they're in my previous stream. I'll look them up after the stream. All right, see you guys later. Peace. Do 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 do.